it in trying to ensure that we have some levels of sanity within the built environment. So today we're taking you to another locality. This time around, we're heading towards the Etiosa corridor just to find out what district officers do in that locality to ensure that you have the right planning permits as well as building approvals. All right, so what are the challenges confronting them as they do that in that locality? If you live within those areas as well, what have been your experience in terms of you getting your planning permits and building approvals? All these are much more will be part of the menu if you can keep us company from now through 10 o'clock. But first off, let's take a detour to have a word from our partners. When we return, it'll be time to begin the conversation.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Plan and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Igbega Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Àjùmọ̀ṣe Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program we set for the conversation. But quickly, getting back to the roads, most of the areas we're covering still looking pretty cool and calm. If you're making that journey to the island, the connecting points, talking about the Code Bridge, still looking very good at this time. Third Mainland Bridge is a breeze, and Carter Bridge is also receiving with a good vehicular flow. But on Lagos Ibadan Expressway, we had an incident there yesterday of a tanker that fell and caught fire. All right, that really brought a whole lot of panic for people. But the update on that fire incident right now at NASFAT is that we have the arrival of a crane and a fire serviceman engine to finally put off the fire before the evacuation of the carcass from the road. So take note of that. That might cause some little bit of inconvenience there, but then they are trying to work on it. Luckily, today is still very much a public holiday, so that's what you'll find at this time. All right, then. But right here in Ikeja, still looking pretty good. Lagos Abeokuta Expressway also looking pretty good as well. And then we'll be serving you more helpings as they come in from time to time. All right, then. So this morning on Build Right, we're taking you and perhaps transporting your imagination to the Lekki, Aja, and Ekpe corridor. Precisely, we're touching down on the Etiosa and Ikota localities as we reflect on district officers as catalysts for development of the build sector in Lagos. And joining me in the studio this morning, Town Planner Olorunfunmi Solanke is here. That's Olorunfunmi Solanke Shonubi. Of course, he's Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA, that's the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, and he's also the head of the Ikota District Office. Nice to have you in the building, Town Planner Shonubi. Good morning.
Good morning, presenter.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How was your journey here?
Smooth.
Okay, so you're coming all the way from
Lekki.
Lekki?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
Like an hour and a few minutes.
An hour?
Yeah.
Right, but the roads were pretty free.
Free because it's a public holiday, so people are relaxing at home. You know?
Right. Do you live in that locality or you stay in this side of town?
No, I stay in Ikodu, but for convenience and ease of going to work.
Yeah.
So I stay in the corridor for
Monday
to Friday.
During the week.
Yeah, so weekend I come home.
I would have said, wow, driving all the way from Ikorodu to Lekki wouldn't be a pleasant ride. Okay,
yeah.
well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. I also have architect Seriki Ismail Temitokwe here in the building as well. He's the chief architect with the Lagos State Building Control Agency. Architect Seriki, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How was your journey here?
Smooth.
Are you also coming in from the Etiosa end?
No. I live in Surulere.
Surulere.
From Surulere.
So every day you transfer Surulere all the way to Etiosa?
Yes, please.
Wow. You must be doing a whole lot in terms of driving.
Pretty close. Not too,
okay, it's not too far.
Yeah, not too far.
Like what's the distance?
35-40 minutes.
Oh, within 35-40 minutes you are in Etiosa?
Yes, please.
Wow, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's jump in on the conversation this morning, because what we're trying to see and what we're trying to do is what you guys do as district officers and the roles that you play. First off, amnesty was on throughout last year, and it was a big talking point in the built environment. How did it go within the Etiosa corridor? Let's start first with town planner Shonubi.
Yeah,
how was it during that time?
Wow, I'll call it a boom era.
It was a boom era.
Yeah, for LASPA, because to the Lagos State government too. And besides, if you look at the records we have in the office, we received over 1,500 applications.
Wow!
So
within those 9 months.
9 months, yeah, which is very, very unusual.
1,500.
Yeah.
So people were coming.
Yeah.
Daily basis.
No, it's an opportunity, because it has a reduced cost, and also.
Okay, I need you to speak to that microphone very well. Yeah.
Also, there are incentives.
Okay.
Some documentation were waived, penalty were waived.
So there were lots of buildings that were already completed at that time, and they've not gotten planning permit approvals.
Exactly.
Wow. So on a daily basis, like how many people visit your office at that time?
During those periods, sometimes, we have 20.
20?
Yeah.
That's a huge one in terms of application, really. Yeah. All right. And most of them did get their approvals at the end of December?
Virtually over 60%
of them. Okay. And Architect Seriki, how was it during that time for LAPCA in your locality?
Yeah, it was quite busy, and because it was quite unusual, the submissions were so much, and there was a lot of work. As much as there was a lot of revenue for the state, it was a lot of work for the officers. We had to triple what we've been doing in the past.
Right.
And but it was good enough, and it was more of an eye opener also for people. And the message there was, okay, you don't have to wait for amnesty for you to do the right thing now.
Right.
So
that was a strategic move by the ministry, really, for that to have come in.
Yes, please.
But with hindsight now, when you look back, do you think it should have been extended?
Extending a year, I think, is enough. Because if you keep extending, it's more like you keep encouraging people to do the wrong thing and they come to regularize.
Okay. So you're going to support
that's
the move?
one side of it, but the side of the revenue, good enough, but I think it's better for people, because within that 1 year, this is the second time we're doing it. The amnesty thing, it was done some years back and now last year.
Right.
So, but a lot of enlightenment to people to do the right thing at the right time.
So you wouldn't support an extension for now?
I don't think so.
All right. And town planner Shonubi, what about you? Do you think it should be extended?
No, because you can't encourage people doing illegality and bring about a window where they can now come in and say. And besides, most of these applications or those that wait for that area, most of them are not in conformity with the land policy of the state. So because amnesty, so we have to squeeze them in, regular, give intensive,
all right,
find a way to encourage them to do the right thing.
Okay. So, but from what you saw at that time, there are lots of buildings that were completed, but they didn't have planning permits. So the Lagos government was just trying to encourage them.
Yeah.
Okay. But in all of that, were you able to go out? I mean, LAPCA, for instance, did you go to inspect those ones that even came for the applications? Were you able to go to those buildings to inspect and say, well, these buildings are in conformity with the law? Architect Seriki, did you guys do that?
Yes, we did. For every application, you bring in your drawings, you bring in the picture and the location, and we have the site visit. If your building is not good enough, the application will be stalled. And a lot of them, you'll be put through the process of maybe conducting a non-destructive test, integrity letters, indemnity letters from your engineers and all that. So, but once we get there and we see that this one cannot pass, there's no way. So we have a whole lot of them like that are still hanging. until they go do the right thing.
All right, let's get to your locality now. So, Etiosa, Ikota, where is that place located? What communities border where you superintend as district officer? Let's start first with town planner Shonobi.
Yeah, Ikota district office using the Lekki Aja road as the Azum North. No, is as the Azum North is banded by the Lekki Aja. Then by your on the eastern side is banded by Orchid Road down to Lafiaji to the Atlantic Ocean. Then moving to the eastern side, western side, you have the Ogombo Road.
Okay, Ogombo Road.
Yeah, down to Okwaja and to the Atlantic Ocean.
All right.
And also by the south.
I needed to speak to this microphone very well.
And by the south, you have the Atlantic Ocean too.
All right.
So then by that it.
Okay.
So there are a lot of communities.
Okay, so yours is just Ikota alone.
Ikota alone, yeah.
Okay, it does not include Etiosa.
No, Etiosa comprises about almost 6 districts. Yeah, now.
Wow. Yeah. So yours is just the Ikota district.
Ikota district, yeah.
All right, Architect Seriki, you cover Etiosa and Ikota, is that correct?
Yeah, Etiosa East.
Etiosa East and Ikota.
Yes, starting from the landmark here is the Chevron toll gate.
Okay.
Left, right, extends to Farah Park. That's about Shangotedo. So it covers Badore, Ogombo, Ikota, Ochi, Aris Drive, VGC, and and environment.
Right. Let's look at your roles now. So, as district officer for Ikota, town planner Shonibi, what's your primary responsibility?
Yeah, the primary responsibility is to grant development permit to applicants that present their proposal, and also give advisory role on sometimes if you want to buy some people, they bring before they buy their lands, they bring the survey plan to chart it if it's within government committed lands before they commit their money on the land. And also and we have various type of permits. We have fencing permits, we have as-built permits,
right.
We have renovation permits, we have restructuring, and
so all those permits, you are the ones that give that in Ikota.
Yeah, exactly. And
right.
also we do stakeholder meeting with developers and CDAs, so advising them to submit their application and to do the right thing before they start construction.
So what are the kind of things that you can approve as the district officer?
As district officer,
what kind of facility structures can you approve?
That is residential buildings, ground floors and 2 floors.
Okay.
And family 8, not more than 8 family units. Yeah.
So you cannot give approval for anything beyond 2 floors?
No, definitely they will have to submit in the district. Then I make recommendation to my superior officer, that is the supervising director,
all right,
which will give a concurrent approval. Then I signed it. Once it should give concurrent approval, then I signed it.
So anyone that wants to come up with, let's say, a mall within that district, can you give approval for that?
We accept it. We process it. And make recommendation to our supervising director, to general manager through our supervising director, who will give a concurrent approval.
All right.
For such.
Okay then. So, Architect Seriki, what's your own function? What's your direct responsibility as district head of the Etiosa East and Ikota?
Okay, basically, because I'm an architect, we work. The first point is we do the screening of the drawings. When you bring in your architectural drawings, we have engineers that we work with together. So they do the screening of the drawings. Then after that, we push it to Lagos State Planning Permit Authority. And once they get the permits, the next thing is for them to go get the authorization to commence construction. They get that from the general manager, Lagos State Building Control. Once they get that document, the next thing is we start the stage inspection. We inspect the project stage by stage from foundation to completion. And at that process, we issue them we give them a go-ahead to move to every stage. So once the building is completed, the next thing is we make sure they apply for certificate for fitness and habitation.
All right.
So that because when you have a building, you have your permit, you have your authorization, you complete your building process. When you don't get that certificate for fitness and habitation, it's you run foul against the law.
You mean it?
Yes.
And
so
do people do that really?
Yes.
I'm just curious.
You know, it's been there way back, and it will surprise you that someone brought it. I think he got it maybe in the 90s, early 90s. So these things have been there, but because of the publicity and enlightenment. But people are getting to know it better. So once they get that certificate, you are good to go.
Right. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program, and I have two great minds with me in the studios this morning as we're reflecting on the roles or perhaps district officers as catalysts of development within the built environment. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, it's time to expand the discourse beyond the studios to have your input as well, and that will be on 09153 877127 09153877127, and you can send in your messages on 08099120777. A brief break, we'll be back.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Plan and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Àjùmọ̀ṣe Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program, and I still have my friends from the Etiosa East as well as Ikota district offices, and we are reflecting on district officers as catalysts for development within the built environment. Okwebi Allen Corridor this morning, still very cool and calm. That's what the report says. We're having it very good within the zone, still enjoying very good movement along Aromire inwards at Denny Jones, and the return journey back to Allen intersection, all looking pretty good. Allen intersection was radio very free, and same for return as well. And of course, most of the areas around Ikeja this morning is still very good. If you want to join the conversation, feel free. 09153 877127. And I think I have a caller on the line, right?
Yes.
All right then. Hello there. Good morning.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Lekon.
Lekon, how you doing?
I'm very good.
Happy Democracy Day to you.
Same to you.
All right. Where are you calling from?
Sapa, London.
Oh, Lekon, how are you doing? Okay, let's go ahead.
I want to ask the gentleman in the studio that what are some red flags we should look out for if we are trying to buy land in Lagos, especially with TSR?
Okay. Red flags to look out for.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. All right, so let's put that to my friends in the building. What are the things that one should watch out for when trying to buy a land in Ikota and Etiosa East, for instance? Town planner?
No. Once you've identified the land you have interest in, you can get a surveyor to pick the coordinates of the land. Once you have the coordinates of the land, come to our office. We do the charting to get the zoning. Getting the zoning will tell you what you can develop. And if it's a land that is within the government acquisition, will tell you is a no-go area. So these are the precautions.
Okay, that we should watch out for.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
Architect Seriki, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah.
Are there other red flags that one can watch out for?
Basically not too much, compared to what he has said. And also some other people who get the surveyor, they go to Surveyor General's office to chat.
Okay.
They have a broader chatting thing that shows you, okay, this is government accusation, this is, and even some areas that are not government accusation.
Okay, let's take this call. Okay. Hello there. Hello. Okay, all right, that's a bad connection. Please, if you want to link up with us, feel free, 09153877127. All right, so those are things that one needs to watch out for. Is Ikota or Itiosa, is it already a built area or a developing area? Town planner?
I would say it's a developing area because we still have vast areas of land that are still vacant, and we have development every day.
That's growing up in that area too.
It's a developing area.
Right.
Though there are some parts that are already built, but I would say maybe 40%.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Some people describe that area as the new London of
exactly.
Do you agree with that, Architect Seriki?
Yes, kind of, because you have modern buildings.
Right.
You have compared to other part of Lagos, and the rate of development there is rapid, and with the facilities there.
All right. Let's see. Do we have a call? Okay, 09153877127. There's a message here. It says, "Good morning, everyone in the studios. How early should someone consult the district officer when planning a building?" Thanks. Ifeanyi is sending that one. Ifeanyi is one of our regulars. Ifeanyi, thank you so much. So how soon should one contact you guys?
Once you've gotten your land and you have your survey plan, definitely the best thing for you is to come to the office to know the approval order, to which we give you the status, if it is what you can develop, and what you need to pay, and the requirements that you need to present before you can make a submission.
All right. This one says, "Good morning, Mr. Victor, and happy Democracy Day. What advice would you give to someone starting a construction project for the first time?" Tony Taiwo is sending that one in. Thank you so much, Tony. Architect Seriki, what advice? Someone who's trying to construct for the very first time, who wants to build for the first time, what advice will you give him?
Okay, like we said earlier, purchasing the land is important. You have to purchase the right land, and during the purchase, the charting is important so that you can know that the land can actually suit in for what you want to use it for. Then once you get that, you do your survey, and every other thing follows. You come to the office. A lot of people, and avoid using quacks. Using professionals will help you a lot, and the office is always open. You can always go there. You get informations even before purchasing the land. You can go there, get some information, and which will be very, very helpful.
A message here says, "Good morning, Traffic Radio." It says, "How does LASPA or LASPA deal with buildings that block drainages and right of way?" You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. That's a very big one, really. Town planner, shouldn't be. What do you guys do for buildings that block the right of way?
Well, I believe before then, it will have been detected by
LAPCA,
of course. So, and if by peradventure, if it happens, definitely go there, take inventory, and make recommendation to the appropriate authority.
Architect Seriki, have you had that kind of experience before?
Yeah, a whole lot.
In your inspections?
A whole lot, because the thing about it is we cannot be everywhere. So we need the public to help us in this. So once you see something like that in your neighborhood, we have a whole lot of petitions there. The next thing we go there, we remove.
Okay.
There's no two ways about it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, then the earlier reported 40-foot container truck is off the road right now, I understand. There was an impediment we touched on earlier on, which I understand has been walked off. So it's been walked on rather. And so it's now off the road. It's at Maryland, Ikeja GRA, where we reported that one. It's a 40-foot loaded container laden truck that was having a mechanical problem. Codesa Road, just opposite the GU Registrix, I understand, travel inwards of Accra. But the good news, a tow truck has been there and it's been taken off the road right now. All right, 09153877127. As we gradually wind to the end, are there reasons why you might not issue a planning permit? Town planner shouldn't be.
Yeah, of course. No, like we said, before you get a land, you know the status
of the land.
Yeah, you know, come to make inquiry.
Okay.
But you're not getting an approval. Definitely, you must have gotten a wrong that is contrary to the land policy or development plan we have in our office. So definitely, you can't expect a land that we designated as public space, open space, or a recreational, and say you want to build your own building there. No, we can't. We won't grant it.
Architect Seriki, once I get my planning permit, can I go ahead and start building?
No, sir.
What should I do?
So on your planning permit letter, there's a portion there that says proceed to Lagos State Building Control Agency. So at that point, you go there, you apply to get your authorization letter. Authorization letter now helps, it notifies us that, okay, this person that has gotten this permit is willing to start his construction. At that point, then there's a contact there, will be coming for stage to stage inspection. So it helps you even to double check whatever your engineer or your consultant is doing. So as much as the government is checking, your consultant or your engineer, is also doing their own bit of it.
All right, this one says, hello, Traffic Radio. Have you ever had to deal with political pressure when enforcing building codes? Kolade is sending this one in from Chevron. Kolade, thank you so much. So I'm sure this will go to you, Architect Seriki. You are within the LAPCA, and you guys are the ones that do enforcement. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
So have you had those kind of political pressures? Because I know Lekki, all those Ajah, there are lots of powerful people that live there. So talk to me.
Yes, thank you very much. This happens a lot, but we handle it in the best way and professional way. So what we do most times is, a whole lot of times you see people calling, I'm this, I'm that, and that. All I tell them is, come. Yeah, you're in power today. You don't know what happens tomorrow. So it's better for you to advise whoever it is that is involved to do the right thing. Because if this government today is finding it difficult to hold you, the next government can hold you. And it is not getting cheaper, it's getting more expensive. So do the right thing now so that it doesn't cost you tomorrow. All right,
then I think there's a lot that one can really get from this. And the lesson is that we must do it right so that we do not have repeat of building collapse sequence that's all over the place. Ibejuleki, Etiosa East, Ikota, those areas, you have lots of developers. There are lots of estates that are springing up. How do you guys handle them? Town planners, shouldn't be, are they coming for the right papers? Those developers?
Even they try in the past, but in the past they try to dodge all this necessity. But as of now, I think there is more enlightenment because we have like the one we are doing now, trying to enlighten the public, trying to enlighten developers. Even from time to time, we go on street shows to enlighten people. Even there are times we call on meetings for the developers to allow us or to the headquarters to meet the commissioner, telling them like, look, you can't want to build a house, or give an analogy of you can't buy a vehicle and say you are not going to do your papers. You can't enjoy that vehicle before you know the police will come harass you. Even they might say it's a stolen vehicle. So the same thing that we have a lot of medium in which we are enlightening developers to do the right thing.
And Architect Seriki, doing your enforcement drive, what do you do to those developers?
Okay, now that's a twist to that. Last year I was here and the improvement has been awesome. What we do now is you will find a lot of buyers, or potential buyers coming to the office to make inquiry if those buildings built by the developers, if they have permit. Because they don't want to have issues. And
so
now
they have that already. You guys, you see people coming around already.
Exactly. Even some banks now, before they give you mortgage, you see them asking for your building permit and all the process because they don't want to give you a loan they don't want to give you a facility for a property that is having
controversial
issues. Exactly. So that is putting even the developers to a check. And also we have a couple of stakeholders meetings that we do.
Which is very, very good.
There's one that is coming up in July. The second week of July is going to be a ground one. With the developers, the market women,
and everybody that is there.
Everybody.
We have to go really because time not really our friend. So where's your office located? Town planner Olorunfunmi Shonubi.
The office is located at Eleganza bus stop. That is, we have a Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit. beside Oral Estate, along Lagos Aja.
And architect Ismail Seriki?
Yes, the same office.
Oh, it's the same place?
Yes, just by Oral Estate along Lekki Expressway.
All right, we have to go now. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. And we're hoping that by the next time we get you here, there'll be lots more in terms of testimonies that people will share as your roles within that corridor. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, then. So this morning we've reflected on district officers as catalysts for development of the build sector in Lagos State. And I can tell you, town planner Olorunfunmi Sholanke Shonubi, he's been taking us to the classroom. He's Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA and also the head of Ikota District Office. Same for Architect Serikis Ismail Temitokpe, who's the Chief Architect with LAPCA and the head of the Etiosa and Ikota District. We have to go. Mike James has produced the program this morning. Maximum shout out going out to Aditola Akinsonya, Chief Public Affairs Officer for the ministry, MPPUD. Maximum shout out going out to Remy Aluko as well. Same for executive producer Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.
Lagos traffic, a challenge we faced, but now we have a solution, a better pace. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.11 FM. We're here to guide you wherever you may be. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, our promise to you is spread. Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, objective.
News from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.